Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Dream Team Tonic Dream Team deadline stream for game week 11. Single game week this week, so just the one fixture for everyone, and then feet up for another international break, which is a bit boring, I say. But how do you feel, Tony? You doing all right?
Yeah, not so bad, mate. Apart from being built like Callum Wilson, picked up an injury on Wednesday in football training, tore my oblique muscles. So, yeah.
Can't be playing
Other than
now
that,
when you get to
I'm all
our
right.
age.
That's it, yeah. Made a Weetabix. So, but if you can see by my attire, it is a little bit chilly in here. But I have got someone coming round on Sunday to try and put a roof. We're going to put a ceiling in. So hopefully, when the heating's on, this conservatory can get a bit warmer.
Yeah, I just said to you, didn't I? I was feeling the cold. My half, she said, stick your hoodie on. I'm not streaming in an hoodie. I'll let them know I've got one, but that's too much. Yeah, so single game week this week. So everyone just playing in the Premier League. Match Centre, the 3 o'clocks. I was going to say they're probably not going to affect our teams too much, but I reckon there's probably one that might affect your team. So we've got Brentford, Bournemouth, Crystal Palace, Fulham, West Ham, Everton, and then Wolves, Southampton. You got any in that one?
I have. I've made my transfers this week, and I'm not even like feeling like I need to look at it. The only thing I'm looking at is probably just making sure I have confirmed. That's all.
Yeah.
This week for me, it's cash out, obviously flagged. It hasn't been getting many of the doubles anyway, so cash out. Mazawa in at United, who's due a nice price rise. A decent fixture, although Leicester will probably be playing the full team this time. So it'll be a bit of a different game, but he's been doing well on the bonus and other points. So he comes in, obviously, before the international break. And it were tough who to take out, but Kuliszewski's got a plum fixture against Ipswich. Don't want to take Foden out. Saka obviously stays no matter what. He's fixture proof. I've got Garnacho, obviously, again, with the home game against Leicester. I tell you what, he could have racked up some points, couldn't he, if he could finish a bit better. He's just that bit. He's an explosive player. He just needs to brush up on that finish, and he's going to be some player. So I'm going to keep him at. I'm going to take out Mbeumo, although he's scored twice in the last 2 games against Bournemouth. They are a different animal at the minute, Bournemouth. I think the last 3 fixtures is a win against Liverpool, a draw against Villa, and a win against Man City. I mean, that's some trio of results there for Bournemouth. So it's one of them where I'm not really looking at them as an easy fixture anymore. So Mbeumo's out and Cunha's in. Might get a small rise from Cunha. I think he got 8 points last week. Plum fixture at home to Southampton. I have seen Wolves a couple of times this season, and they're still a good team. I like Gary O'Neill. I think he's a good manager. I think they've just been really unlucky with the fixture schedule.
Scored every game.
A few players.
Scored every game apart from Arsenal this season. So yeah, it's not the goals that are a problem.
No, definitely not. So Cunha, who gets quite a few points from all avenues. In an underperforming team at the minute, obviously with tough fixtures, he's still done all right score wise. So I'm hoping he can grab a few points, differential points for this week.
Nice. We've got the captaincy poll up at the moment. 138 votes currently, so get voting on that. But Salah leading the way with 42%. Obviously won the battle for the armband against Haaland last week, and people are sticking with it. It looks like Haaland down at 25%, which is low for Haaland, one of the lowest we've probably seen. Although I think in the overall game, I think his number will still be quite high. Last week our poll was showing Salah as the most voted on. Haaland still was the most captained. And then Solanke, 21%. Other at 11. So if you're going for someone else, let us know in the comments. Quick shout out for we've got some of our Discord members and our new YouTube channel members in the chat. So we've got Connor there. Smash that like button. Andy Barnett. We've got new YouTube channel member, Steve Ricks. We'll go to his question in a second. If you're interested in becoming a channel member, there's a link in the description below. We've got Get Carter there as well. Our very own James Fricker, Mark Warner, Mike FF. We've got Ben as well tuning in.
Ben's here.
Yeah, let us know you're watching. Miss Noopy there as well. And Mr. H. Smash that like button, everyone. Yeah, captaincy poll. Do you know who you're captaining yet, Tony?
It's sat on Salah.
Yeah.
But as a couple of these go down, I am tempted. I think if there's ever a week, obviously singles always what you go for a differential captain, because if it doesn't go right, it does minimise damage. Haaland away at Brighton. I mean, Haaland, he's fixture proof. He's one of them that could just go off. He's going to have a few quiet weeks, and then he could score 4 today. So it's never wise probably to get rid of him, but to go against the captaincy on a single isn't too crazy. Salah home to Aston Villa. The only thing that puts me off is that Salah and Haaland are both penalty takers and Cunha isn't.
I think he might be, unless possibly Sarabia's on. I think, but yeah, either way, it's
tempting me even more now.
There's not been one for a while with them, so
yeah. So I am tempted. We'll see.
I'm on Haaland currently, but I can't say it feels comfortable. I think Solanke is a good one, and people doing it in the poll as well for a 1 week punt. I like Salah for the home fixture, and obviously Villa done quite poorly against Spurs, didn't they, in that last one? But I think Emery's not going to let that happen sort of twice in a row. So I do expect that he's going to probably mix things up and try and make it difficult. So I'm going to go for Haaland. I feel like he's just not going to carry on blanking for so long, touch wood. So, but yeah, I can't say you shouldn't feel uncomfortable going for Haaland, really. But it does feel like it's almost a bit of a differential this week.
Yeah. Tough week. Tough one.
How you doing, Ben? Oh, you're on mute. You're on mute. He always does that to you when you join the first time.
Always.
Bosh.
There he is.
I don't know why it does that. It's weird.
Team
every time. What you say?
Your team looking all right? All sorted?
I'm got a dilemma. I just can't make my mind up. So basically, I want Bruno Fernandes.
Mm-hmm.
And the only way I could get him is by putting an enabler in defence for cash. And I've got 1.3 million. And I can go to Totti, who's playing Southampton at home. Then he's got Fulham in a single next week. And he's got a decent double the week after against Bournemouth and Everton. So do I just suck it up and just put him in there as the old goalkeeper trick? But obviously
1.1.
Your 1.1 defender should be going up as well in price. Suck it up this week, hopefully. And then even if I have to hold him through till another 2 game weeks, he's got decent fixtures. I know it's not great.
Just the 4 yellows when it's just the 4 yellows.
Yeah.
But if he's 1.1, like, is it the end of the world?
Yeah, not the end of the world, is it? He doesn't have to score a lot of points. But then it's all on Bruno's shoulders to get the points in, and I fancy him over this run of games. Yeah. Or it's going Solanke, which is great fixture this week, but then he's got a hard double next week, Man City, Roma. But I can then get to, I can't get to Mazraoui. I'm just too short. I could get a Delict who could just sit there. He won't go up in price this week, but he's got good fixtures. Double game week next week. Or bring in a Kirkes who's done well. And Bournemouth's got decent fixtures. But obviously no double next week.
I like the Delict one. I know you went there before and he didn't do very well for you, but I quite like that.
Yeah. He did all right for me, actually. I got him against Southampton. And
you had the first one, didn't you, where he had a good game. It was just after that.
I don't really want to put Solanke in again and then he blanks, you know what I mean? And then it's like, I've got him for Man City and Rome, and it's another transfer next week. But
Yeah.
I really want Bruno, but I'm really edging towards doing that. Just going for it because it's a single game week this week.
Yeah. I'm bringing Solanke in this week, and I'm doing it for Garnacho, which I don't particularly like. But the move that I'm doing is Mazraoui is coming in for Lewis. I just think he's more certain to play in the fixtures better. But then I don't want to burn the other move. And I do think if it is a 50-50 between Garnacho and Solanke, I do think that Spurs are going to do better in the one fixture. And then I think I was going to get rid of him afterwards anyway. So, but maybe Garnacho comes back in for Ipswich. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. You know how this goes though for me.
Yeah.
Garnacho brace.
Yeah.
Let's do some questions. We'll quickly start off with a super chat from your mate Daniel. Tony using beer as his central heating.
Standard.
Probably more efficient actually. The price of
Definitely
energy.
cheaper.
Price of energy lately. And then where's Steve's? Quickly, we'll answer him as soon as he signed up just this week. So, morning lads, thinking of taking out either Savinho or Mbuemo to Johnson and Darwin for either Cunha or Strand Larsen. Hang on, Savinho or Mbuemo
to Johnson.
Oh, okay,
so
yeah.
Savinho and Mbuemo to Johnson, and then Darwin for either Cunha or Strand Larsen.
Cunha, and would you take Savinho out or Mbuemo? Mbuemo's more likely to start, isn't he?
Yeah.
He is, and he's on penalties. As we just touched on, Bournemouth are a different animal at the minute. If I had the choice, though, between Savinho and Mbuemo, I'd keep him and Mbuemo.
Yeah, I agree. I think Savinho could be dropped this week, and then you've stuck with a 1 pointer.
Yeah.
At least Mbuemo's on penalties as well. Talisman.
Yeah, true.
Cunha over Strand Larsen, though, in this game.
Yeah, Strand Larsen's doing well. It's just he has to score, doesn't he?
Yeah. Cunha's getting bonus and tackles, the full lot, isn't he? Morning, Mr. H. Just a reminder, smash like if you haven't already. Philip Derbyshire. Morning, guys. Would you ever consider captaining a non-penalty taker? That's a good point. I always seem to captain a pen taker, actually.
I have done in the past.
Yeah, it does sway your decision, though, doesn't it, when they're on penalties?
Yeah.
If you're choosing between two, that's quite close. If one's on penalties and one isn't, you usually go for the penalty taker.
Yeah. Just gives you better odds of scoring, doesn't it?
Yeah.
On those goal projection lists, they always bump up the pen takers.
Yeah, I think as you've seen with, was it United and Chelsea? Obviously, Fernandes weren't doing much, really. I think you're on 3 or 4 points at the time. And then you catch a dodgy penalty, and all of a sudden Bruno's bang up on that 11, 12 points. Makes a difference.
Yeah. Who do you think is the best? This one's for you then, Ben, really, because I think, isn't this the exact thing you text me yesterday?
Literally, that's what I'm on. So I got 3.2 for a defender. Basically, the ones I'm looking at there. So Delict is 2.9, but he's not going to get a rise. But you would imagine he could get rises in the future through these fixtures. Kerkez smashed it last week. Should get a rise, 2.5. He's like so mid range. And then Totti, if you want to pile into like a Bruno. I mean, Wolves haven't been great, but the fixtures are turning now. They've had a really bad run of fixtures, and 1.1 million is just so tempting just to stick him in there and get the 0.3 rise, and then see reassess next game week after the international break.
It does really sort you out as well, because if you are looking next week and you want Palmer or you want Bruno and you want all of the big hitters in, that goes a long way, doesn't it?
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
Couple super chats coming in. Good morning from Zach. Son or Solanke for this week? Which one would you prefer?
Solanke.
Would you?
Yeah.
I think Son. just like we were saying before, talisman. I know he's not had a lot of minutes lately, but he should be back now.
Pens as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually went to try and put Son in instead of Solanke, and I was 0.1 off. I quite liked the idea of having Son, because I think everyone will go for Solanke this week. He's the most transferred in. So I thought, as a differential, like Son would probably be quite nice for this week. The minutes was a little risk because he got subbed off, I think, around 60 in the Prem last time round.
Yeah. So
that sort of made me concerned about his minutes. But then they played him for 45 in Europe. And I think if they were really concerned about sort of his fitness, I think they would have just left him out of Europe. So, I think Son, if you can afford it, I think that's a nice differential there. And then we've got another one from Swifty as well. Cheers, Zach. Swifty, Fultz, this is his team. Kelleher, Vardiol, Lewis, Dallo, Foden, Saka, Johnson, Bruno, Nunes, Salah, Haaland. I'm thinking Lewis for Urian Timber from Arsenal. And then Nunes for Solanke and captain him.
I'd keep Lewis, mate. I think Lewis is a decent hold going forwards. I know obviously you're moving him on to restructure your team, but I like the Nunes for Solanke. I think it's a pun fixture. I think he could do some damage today, Solanke. I know when the first time he looked really good and everyone seemed to like bring him in and he went off the boil a little bit, but I just think he's gonna hit a big score soon, and at home to Ipswich, attacking Spurs size. I just think today could be the one.
Yeah, I mean the Solanke move's a sensible move. I'm not sure about Timber though. Just tricky fixtures over this period.
It's in Rovers.
Yeah, I can see the reasoning for taking Lewis out because he might go down in price, and the fixtures aren't great defensively for Man City as well. So yeah, maybe someone else around that price, like a United defender. But I'm probably going to jinx them now. But Leicester have scored in every game this season, so a lot of United players are going in defence for people. So it might be a high-scoring game, probably about 5-1, 5-2 to United.
I think if you're going to pick the United lads, you're going to pick the fullback, aren't you? Mazzari and Dallo, because they do get points from other avenues. They don't really need the clean sheet. But then they do have some nice fixtures going forward. New manager coming in. Sure, you're going to get a bounce and an improvement in performance from United. I mean, I wouldn't have thought 3 weeks ago that I'd have 2 United sat in my team, regardless of how well the fixtures were. So,
yeah, I'm on double defence at the minute, and I think I'd maybe still do Mazraoui over Timber. I think it's a hard fixture for Arsenal. I don't think we looked as good at the back. And then next week, I thought next week looked good with Forest and Sporting a few weeks back, but now Sporting have just done Man City. And Forest are on fire, aren't they? So, I think I'd wait on the Arsenal defence and then maybe take the price rise from a Mazraoui maybe, and then you've also got a bit more budget to play with next week if you want to get a few more big hitters in, potentially. But cheers. Darren Malloy and Buemo or Madison. It's in Buemo for me. Quick fire one. Yeah.
Same.
If you took Solanke out last week, would you take him back this week? Can't afford Son. I think you got to just ignore it.
Wouldn't worry about whether you're doing the Orky Corky. If you think you want Solanke this week, that's your feeling, just go for it.
Yeah, agree.
It's the beauty of having 2 transfers every week and a little bit of the short-term ability of this game now rather than in previous years.
Yeah, I'd get him back in. It's a really good fixture. Worth getting Amad Diallo for this week. Well, that's the first part of the question. He's down as a striker, isn't he? And I'm pretty sure he looked like he picked up an injury in the last game, so I think he could potentially be a doubt.
Yeah.
Amad. I wouldn't go there, mate, personally.
No, me neither.
And then is Havertz injured? We don't know. really. Obviously, Arteta won't tell us anything. He had a nasty cut. And he looked a state. Yeah, he was all pale, but then might have had a bit of shock or something. But yeah, we don't know if it's like concussion or something. Maybe he could be out, but it could just be stitches, and then he's fine. So I couldn't tell you, but you'll know he'll want to play this, won't he?
Just a quick one on Graham from Arsenal Fan TV. He's in the chat. He suggested Tsimikas as my cheap enabler. He's 2.9 million. I do really like that move, but I'm just worried that Robertson's going to come back in. It might be his turn to play now. He did play 2 in a row though, but with it being a single, it's a bit more riskier. So if it was a double,
feel as bad.
Go for it. Yeah,
that's a fair point.
Cheers,
Graham. Porro in for Lewis. Already have Vardiol and Mazraoui.
I like it for a short term, but it's the Europe thing, and he might not play in Europe. He might do, he might not. They keep rotating Spurs.
Yeah. A quick punt, I suppose it's got good upside, I guess.
I think I prefer
Udogie.
Yeah, it's a bit cheaper. And he plays a bit more in Europe, by the seams of it. But I'm a bit worried about tying too much money into the defence, and then you can't get to these big hitters and these doubles.
Yeah, have a look at the fixture calendar, because for game week 13, I feel like we're going to want so many of the big attackers, and then game week 16 after that. So I'm trying to pull money out of defence at the moment, personally. Macam Reedy. Going to take Nunes and Rico Lewis out for Mazraoui and possibly Solanke. But he had just taken Solanke out, so he doesn't like doing that. Any other recommendations? So, I mean, we've just said that we wouldn't mind just bringing Solanke back in, but anyone else that
Yeah, I don't mind going back. It's if it's the moves you think's right, go for it.
There's at some point, obviously, I don't know. Remember the last time City lost 3 games in a row? I know it were across 3 different competitions, but still, there's going to be a reaction, and we know what Brighton are like defensively. They go quite gung ho sometimes. It could well be this evening that City really do fire back.
2008, Benji. Afternoon, fellas. With the new manager stepping in at United, are we thinking Mazraoui might be dropped as a fullback, with his preferred formation being free in defence? We'll be free in defence with potential wing backs, won't it? I have seen people say maybe he'll play like a Konacha as a wing back, but I guess we're just guessing, aren't we? Really?
Yeah. He might do what Azpilicueta as a fullback, and he might tuck him in as a left centre half or right centre half. We don't know, do we?
I think Mazraoui's looked like one of their best players over the last few weeks. You search him on, I watch the games, and then I like to search up players and see what like the fans are saying as well, and they are just loving Mazraoui at the moment.
Yeah.
One thing I did notice,
so I think like transfer wise, they've made a few cock ups over the years, but he is definitely one of the better transfers in.
I noticed old sick note Luke Shaw's declaring himself fit or come back to training now that Ten Hag's out, though. Or now just before the new manager appears. This looks a bit suspect to me. So that could have a bit of a knock on, but I don't rely on him to stay fit for very long. Opinions on getting a João Felix or Nkunku, easy European fixture, then likely plays the Prem next week. It's just a Prem game this week, mate. I think you might be looking at the wrong dates. That was last week. Just Premier League against Arsenal this week, and then next week you'll have the European fixture. Good work though. Some of our Discord members went Felix this week, and he got a quite good return just in that European game against
he did.
Noah. But not this week. I don't think.
If Palmer was injured, it might be a shout because they'll need a playmaker in there.
But you won't know which one, will you?
Yeah. We don't know if Palmer's definitely out, but I reckon he plays.
Yeah, I think Palmer plays.
Would you hold him? We'll put that out there just in case any questions come out. Would you hold Palmer if you had him already?
Yeah, as far as I know. I would hold him.
Yeah.
Obviously, if he's injured, then I'd move it.
Yeah. Same. Demetrius sorted his team out. Currently second in his mini league, 20 points ahead. All just falls down. Behind. All just falls down to captain for him. Haaland, Salah, Solanke, and does KDB play? Oh, this had come into my thoughts a little bit. KDB played 5 minutes. And I did kind of think if there's a slight chance KDB is involved, that does surely bump Haaland up a little bit. Reckon any chance we see him in this game?
Do you know, it wouldn't surprise me if he starts, but my guess would be he'll be used from the bench. If City are struggling at half-time, he might come on at half-time. But I'd expect him to just get 20, 25 minutes. He only got 5. He literally just got thrown on, didn't he? And I think that was because of an injury, weren't it? Was it not an injury later on?
Might have been. Something happened. It happened in the Arsenal game. Havertz got injured right at the end, and Ødegaard came on for 5 minutes as well. So,
that might. Yeah, in fact, actually, I think that's what I'm thinking of. Because I'm thinking Ødegaard had only just come back to fitness.
Maybe if in doubt, go with the majority on the poll. It's a landslide at the minute for Salah. 42% for Salah, 27% Haaland, 20 Solanke. And then others doing quite well, 11%. Captain other.
That's Cunha.
Or Sonny, maybe. Robert Alexander brings Solanke in for Darwin Núñez. He's the one that stands out, but feels like it's a waste of a transfer for a week, building for game week 13. Yeah, Solanke's got City and Roma the week after. So it's not great, is it? But then, which one? We're saying City keep conceding.
See, I'd do Solanke in for Núñez. With the double United defence, if you can afford Mazraoui in for cash, I'd probably just do that one and leave Lewis and then bring Solanke in for Núñez if you can afford it.
Yeah.
I agree.
That second part.
Agree. Mazraoui for cash.
Nathan is doing Lewis and Núñez out, Mazraoui and Cunha in. Cunha captain, though.
Woohoo.
Good luck, mate.
I'm going to go for it.
ABNC 799 taking out Tielemans, putting in Solanke. Who would you take out of defence, Lewis or Digne? You get to take one out of the two. Digne against Liverpool, but more likely to start.
Yeah, Digne out.
Yeah.
I probably would, yeah. Their fixtures are quite hard going forward. I think they've got Juve coming soon as well.
Don't forget, Lewis has had his rest and he can't be dropped, apparently.
He did. He had it last week, didn't he?
Yeah. So
there is talk that that Ake might not be fully fit, which I think only leaves them Akanji and Vardiol, who could be the centre backs. I know Vardiol normally plays left back. There's a chance.
So Lewis might be left back.
They might do left back and right back potentially, but yeah, we're just guessing. Robert L. Morning team. Currently Martinez, Vardiol. Oh, you can all see it. There's on the screen. Martinez and Palmer for Onana, Bruno. I mean, we didn't like taking Palmer out this week, but would you take him out for Bruno this week?
I mean, if you had to pick between the two, I think you'd pick Bruno. Obviously, there's the doubts or the fitness and the fixture is much better, so you would pick Bruno. I mean, to take Palmer out for Bruno, you are risking getting burnt.
Yeah.
But if you had a choice, if it was put in a different way and you said, right, who do you want for this game week? You've got a choice of Palmer or Bruno. You're going to choose Bruno, aren't you?
Mm.
Yeah, I agree. I'd pick Bruno over Palmer for this game week. The goalkeeper one, I mean, is that the only thing you want to change in your team? Like, is there no other things you can? Because it's going to be a bit of a sideways move. I think.
I thought
that. You might gain 5 or 6 points out of the move, but I know, Man United's got better fixtures, but I don't know. So not much of a saving either, is it? 0.3 of a saving.
Maybe have a look at the future game weeks as well. Maybe if you go a cheap keeper this week, you could get both of them for next week. Maybe a Palmer and a Bruno potentially. I'm looking at maybe going as low as Muric in the next couple of weeks to try and fit everyone in. We've got another super chat coming in. It's from James Fricker. Well, I don't know why it's not coming up on the screen while I'm clicking it. That's a bit strange.
How you doing, James?
Is that coming up for you?
Oh, it comes up on my screen, but it don't come up on the actual screen.
There we go.
There we go.
Lewis to Mazraoui, Nunes to Solanke, or Lewis to De Ligt, Nunes to Fernandez.
Ooh.
What are we saying?
I like the Fernandez one. Fernandez and De Ligt.
I like the second one, but it seems weird because the two players in your first one are the players that I'm bringing in. But I've already got Bruno, so I like the second one.
Yeah, go on. Second one.
Unanimous?
Yep.
Cheers, James. Have a margarita for us.
There's another thing as well, like Tottenham. There's so many Tottenham options that could score goals today.
Yeah.
And Fernandez is on pens. He's the main man. He's always involved. Just think he's got more chance of scoring. But then Mazraoui's got more chance of scoring points than De Ligt. But I just think Fernandez, if you're going to go there, and De Ligt.
3 flagged players for Jen. Martinez, Maz, Lewis, Vardiol, Palmer, Tielemans, Foden, Garnacho, Salah, Haaland, Havertz. So who's the flags there? Havertz? Palmer. We think Palmer's going to be all right, but just guessing. Can't see who the third one is there. But anyway, really want Lewis out. Thinking Havertz and Lewis out, Bruno and Simicas, or a 3.4 defender. We've been doing the 3.4 defenders, so maybe De Ligt could be an option for you. A few of us are going double up United at the back, so yours would be Maz and De Ligt instead of Delo. What are you thinking there, Tony?
Yeah, I just think the same thing. I know, obviously, Simicas, he seems to be favoured, doesn't he, by any slot. It's just a bit of a risk. De Ligt's probably a lot more nailed and he'll play the game. You want someone who's going to play. It's only a single.
Don't get fooled by this deadline today. I'll just keep keeping an eye on the clock. 1:05, 1:30 deadline. So make sure you're locked in. You've got your moves all set. I'm going to skip any that we've already sort of covered now because there's still loads of questions, and we do get quite a few of the similar ones now. So to try and get through them. Any news on Matty Cash coming back? I've not heard anything. Have you guys?
No.
Not heard anything, mate.
No, I'd remove, to be honest. A lot of Digne, a lot of Simicas. Amelia saying, hate single game weeks. The swings are horrible if you have a player who doesn't start. Are any of you taking risks this week or going for players who are nailed? What's your risk there? Where are you going nailed? Yours are
I think my risk is just bringing in Cunha rather than, say, Solanke or Maddison or, do you know, I've only got Kulusevski, Spurs. They've got a nice fixture. Obviously, we know how attacking they are. They like to score goals. I'm just hoping that Kulusevski is involved in most of them. If they do get a few, hopefully scores them all. Be nice. And just going a little bit different with Cunha. Just, I think that's the play.
How'd you feel about
your mate, isn't
he? Yeah, he is. He's done well for me.
Yeah. My risk is going for Totti. I mean, he's not nailed, but he has been playing since he's come back from injury. So just to enable me to get Bruno Fernandes. And then next week, if I want to bring in Palmer, I can because I've got all my money up in midfield.
Yeah, I think you're good as long as you can have a look at the weeks coming up and make sure that you're not going to set your back from a team that you want in a better week. Maybe have a look at. I'll get the old pad and paper out and have a look what I might be able to get to in the next couple of weeks. As long as it doesn't set you too far off your plan, I think it's all right to go for an odd risky pick.
Any Wolves fans in the chat? let us know if you think Totti's going to start.
Message from Simon. Would anyone captain Bruno Fernandes this week? I don't think I put him in the poll, did I? He could be one of the other. Would you captain him?
I don't mind it. He's in my thoughts. I think I'm on Salah at the moment, but he's definitely one of the best ones. He's in the article. I mentioned that he's a good captaincy this week in the differential article we posted on the Patreon.
Oh yeah, quick plug for that for our Patreon members. We put out an article like every week with our top differential picks under 20% ownership. Been a good couple of weeks, I think. We had a few iffy ones to start.
I think we've been smashing it, haven't we?
Mike FF Stuff is captaining Bruno. He says, obviously check out ffstuff.co.uk as well for some great dream team data. Who do you prefer, Johnson or Solanke? Go.
Solanke.
Guna Len, Bruno or Solanke?
Got to go Bruno, ain't you? The fixture and the penalties.
This is my dilemma.
They've both got a cracking fixture, but then the penalties just swings it. Just. But then obviously obviously the effect that having Bruno has on the rest of your team is that obviously is more expensive. So that can swing it as well.
I'd get Bruno in just because I feel like if something happens in your team, you want Bruno for Ipswich the week after as well, don't you? Like,
yeah.
Keep hopping, it might make it hard.
Yeah, so my dilemma is Bruno with Totti or Solanke with Delete, something like that.
It's hard. That's hard.
Wolves have got a nice fixture though.
Yeah.
Wolves have got a nice fixture, so it's not crazy, is it?
No.
I think Totti does start, doesn't he?
He's
pretty sure he's been nailed in there.
And then is Totti going to make your life easier the week after? As long as he doesn't get that yellow, it's going to make you bring in Palmer in or something.
Yeah.
Much
and there's
easier,
a few other options around that price as well.
Yeah.
So I can shift on to someone else if I get the 0.3 rise as well.
Yeah.
Who'd you sell, Lewis or Konsa?
Konsa.
Yeah. Agree.
It's just that, Konsa starts, isn't it? But the fixture's pretty bad. Probably Konsa. He's quite expensive as well, and I think they're quite similar price. Connor, smash that like button while we pick out the next one. Will Simicast start? Deep down, if you had to say, do you think he starts today?
No,
I don't think he does.
I would start him.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, that's true.
One thing I would say with Slot is that he does seem to stick by these decisions. I think he seems to rotate a lot less than what Klopp was doing. Do you know when there was that Kwanzaa, Konate thing? Kwanzaa started the season, done something he didn't like, and that's it. He's out. He's not been back in.
Well, Robertson got done for that goal, didn't he, last week? So
tackle one.
He might just bring him on with 30 minutes to go, Robertson. I think he likes to do that, and he gives minutes to Bradley as well.
Cole Palmer must be hiding in Tony's house. Here you go. Amelia's a Villa fan, so she says Tielemans has been playing with a small knee issue, expected to play, but ruled himself out of international duty to rest it. And Matty Cash is not expected to play. So there you go. Sorting out the community there. Thank you very much.
Cheers, Amelia.
Michael Froggatt, Porro out for Mazraoui, Tielemans out for Garnacho. Like it?
Yeah.
Solanke for me. He's coming in.
Cunha all day.
Solanke
or Sablanke? Which one are we going to see?
It's a close one, isn't it, anyway? But I think they both do well this week.
Yeah, James says, is he mad to Captain Solanke. Well, 20% of our viewers are captain in Solanke currently. Just 8% more Haaland.
James watches a lot of Liverpool, so he must be put off Salah. If you don't fancy it.
15 minutes, guys.
I just think if you're going to go different, this is your week, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you've got a gut feeling about someone, do it. Do it this week. It's less likely to burn you. Because over Christmas and all the next weeks when Europeans start, you're going to be like, well, can I go against Salah and Haaland when they've got doubles and pick someone different? Be brave.
I can't believe I'm bloody nervous picking Haaland. I feel like I'm picking Acuna this week.
Honestly. Peter
Taylor's going Bruno captain. Son or Solanke, I think we've already covered, didn't we? I'd go Son if I can afford.
Zach again, that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Cheers for the super chat, Zach.
Yeah. Got that answered a lot earlier, actually. Martin Hutchinson, one more transfer. Gakpo to Solanke or Lewis to Mazraoui. Which one would you prioritise? Obviously, Gakpo. I mean, Gakpo and Diaz are smashing it. Diaz played centre forward, didn't he? Got that hat trick. Reckon they both start, Gakpo and Diaz?
I mean, one of the best teams in Europe came and Gakpo and Diaz and Salah destroyed them, didn't they? So would he change it? I think just go with it again. I'd play the same front three.
If I was in charge, I'd play the same front three.
Yeah.
I'd give him another run out and see how it goes again.
For that reason, keep Gakpo.
Keep Gakpo.
Yeah.
Will Foden get a rise? I'll have a quick look at that. You guys answer that one.
Cunha,
Solanke, or Mbeumo?
Yeah.
Got to be Solanke for me.
Yeah, I'm bringing in Solanke.
I've done Mbeumo to Cunha.
Foden projected 0.1 rise on ffstuff.co.uk. Cash out for Romero or Delict. I think Romero might have a little knock, and they're like not 100% sure if he starts. So I'd probably say Delict just on that. Obviously, check latest news. Not been like barely any leaks or anything today because it's they're not coming through like they were anyway, were they before?
No,
but I guess there's not the highly owned players playing in this first lot of games either. Would you keep Gabriel Martinelli after his 10-pointer this week against Chelsea?
It would be up against Reece James. He's back, isn't he, playing right back?
I think so, yeah. They've been swapping it around at times.
And he'll be tucking into midfield. There'll probably loads of space on the left-hand side.
Yeah. Is he playing that inverted role, is he?
Yeah.
Reece James. Yeah, I mean, you take that price rise and leave him in. I don't think he's anything that you have to necessarily. It's no urgency to get him out. He had a good week.
I know that he's been driving all my Arsenal mates mad the last few weeks. Lack of end product, and that 10-point sort of mini haul that he got in the week was he's taken all of Declan Rice's corners, and he was actually and he got a lot of the corners actually successful, which helped his bonus. So
I don't think it's inflated.
I don't think it's something that will necessarily continue unless he's getting attacking returns, which he's not looked great for lately. But I don't think it's a massive problem to have him. But I'm not overly happy with how he's been. I hope officials don't disqualify you, Rice baby. That's me. Because Chicken Ticker, Mo Salah and Haven't Jot a Clue have picked exactly the same team every week since game week 1. What's the chances? Gonna have to hide later in the season if it's still on, and I start dropping the shoulder,
Send them to Tesco's.
Yeah, that's the problem when I post my team before the deadline.
They were joking in the Discord, in the Tonic Discord, that you were being a bit open with you, like not open, but like you wasn't saying exact transfers you were going to do.
Yeah.
On your video.
Yeah, well, I did say what moves I was going to make, but on the captaincy, I just genuinely, if I'm not sure, I'm not going to just say one 3 days before the deadline just for the sake of the video. But yeah, I actually wasn't sure this week. No shady business, but yeah, stop copying me, guys. Come on. It'll only end in tears when the luck runs out. Better not blame me when that happens. No way. Solanke over Son for Toonley. Yeah, a few people saying yes, it's mixed on Solanke or Son. Son's not injured. What's his name? Old Big Ange said he's all right.
He's expected to play 90 minutes. So
is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got no Richarlison's now injured, isn't he? And who is the other guy who plays on the wing sometimes? Werner's injured, and there's another one.
Yeah.
Odebear?
Odebear from
I think they're all
Dingle.
injured, so yeah, they're quite light at the minute. Another Bruno captaincy. Neto and Palmer out. I don't like Palmer out massively. Nobbles, Haaland back out of his team. Oh, thank God, Nobbles. He's done rubbish ever since he bought him in. He went to start of the season without Haaland, then eventually Cave bought him back in, and he didn't do anything. So
yeah,
I'm feeling a bit better about my captaincy now. Bowen differential captain today. No Salah or Haaland. Big sofa required. Nobbles loves a risk.
Jesus Christ.
Isn't his wife's team in the top 100 as well overall? Because she's got all the big hitters in.
Smashing.
Did mention it in the Discord.
The old wife's team. I didn't think of that. Luke, hi. Morning. One of our channel members on YouTube. Captain picks so important this week. Oh, you're going to have to take this. I've got an important delivery. Shout out, Luke.
Great, no worries. I had Haaland last week, and he could have easily had a few. I'd be all over Scott now. Has he scored that? If he scored that pen, yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah,
there's no question. He's just telling Scott he'd have been there. Ben, will Totti be getting a price rise?
Yeah, predicted on FF stuff. He's predicted to get a 0.3 price rise, so I'm going for it. I think get him in for this fixture and then reassess. O'Shea's 1.2 as well, but they're playing Tottenham, so I don't fancy him. Like he's got a 0.3 price rise as well, 1.2.
All right, Dave Boz, is it worth a punt on Højlund? It's being littered with United players, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't like it. I've seen a lot of FPL content mention Højlund, but I can just see them putting Rashford down the middle or something like that. Or if Ahmad's fit, they might play Ahmad and then Garnacho on the left, Rashford down the middle. But
I reckon. I know they've got a new manager coming in. I could change, the Rashford if he scores 20 league goals. I'll wear a United shirt for a pod. I reckon I could probably throw Højlund in there and say 20 goals between them. I think
clickbait this. 49 minutes.
No, but I mean, obviously, I'm going to have to see how this new manager does. But he really has got some crap to work with. He's not going to be working with the same team that he's got at Sporting. That's for sure.
Yeah, he might turn him into a Guy Carez. He's smashing it, isn't he?
He could do. Could do.
Noble said, the wife said less of the old. I didn't obviously mean it like that. Where are we at? 8 minutes. 8 minutes to go. This one. Nunes to Solanke, Garnacho to Diaz. Yeah, would you get Diaz back in, or is that chasing? Centre forward Diaz.
It feels a little bit chasey, but he had been off the boil for a little bit because obviously we weren't getting that many minutes. He's been brought back in and, playing that centre forward role, which he seems to suit. He's an all-action player, isn't he? He can play anywhere, that lad. He graphs, he gets about the pitch, he's very good. So, no, I think if you're feeling it, obviously, not the easiest of fixtures, but you never know, do you?
I think I'd still keep Palmer.
Yeah. I'd keep Palmer and I might move Neto on instead of Garnacho.
I like that, yeah. That's a good idea. If the budget works still.
Mm.
Ben, we've got 7 minutes, mate. I don't mean to scramble your brain or anything. But Jake, one of our Patreon members, said Totti was bought off at half time when we went to a back four against Brighton. So just be mindful of that.
All right. Well, it's only 1 million, and it's not going to hurt.
Cheers, Jake, though.
Thank you.
Yeah, nice one, that. Nice one for that.
Not to put
one game as well, innit? One game.
Is Kulu, Solanke, and Johnson overkill?
See. Mucho.
I mean, if you score 4 or 5, it probably isn't, is it? You could get plenty of points, I guess.
It's just how many do you want for City, I suppose.
Yeah. If you can move 2 of them on for the next fixture next week, then it's not too bad. I'd probably be moving 2 out for next week, though.
City haven't won in 3. Tottenham one of the sides to beat them as well. You could go and do a number on them.
Playing bloody kids in defence and stuff like that, though, aren't they?
Yeah, they have been switching things up. Have you seen that next? Have you seen that? Who are you putting in, Scott?
I was just thinking about the previous question.
Wayne Clayton. Is your team Chica Mosala?
Yeah, what's your team name, Wayne? Let us know. Who are you putting in? I might put them in. Scenes on here Monday when Ipswich, Leicester, and Brighton pick up 3 points each.
Yeah.
What do you reckon? I know we obviously. What do you reckon on the captaincy? Do you reckon one of them is actually going to proper smash it? Because I said in the Discord, I wouldn't be surprised if it's like 1 goal Salah, 1 goal Haaland, 1 goal Solanke, and then we just worried all that time for nothing.
And then you go Cunha and he gets a hat trick.
You've got that touch for these like these differentials. In this week, I would always back you,
I think I'm tempted to go Cunha because there's quite a split between Salah and Haaland, which means if there's a bigger split, it's less damaging if Cunha doesn't go off. I think the riskier captain was the other week when, was it Haaland like 99% or something? Who did I go for? Can't remember who it was now.
Yeah, that was the Southampton match, wasn't it? So did you go Salah that week?
Can't remember who I went for. Someone different. And hid.
You're getting Brazil flags sent in now. Backing you.
Come on. Captain, confirmed team, Cunha captain.
Where's the captaincy poll final percentages? 40 on Salah, 30 on Haaland, 19 on Solanke. Solanke's dipped a little bit. And then other 11%, we're guessing that from the chat, it looks a bit like it's going to be Bruno and Son and Cunha.
I went. Oh, captain and Boomo, didn't I? It was game week 9. I brought in Boomo and captained him for a 25-pointer.
A few people asking about max cap, but yeah, you wouldn't do it in a single, would you?
Doubles. Keep it for doubles. Hey, Luke knows. Luke knows. I went on Boomo. Just while there's 356 people on, no shame about this. Get yourselves over. We can clear that comment off.
There you go.
Footyfits.co.uk. Obviously, there's a lot of football fans on here. 10% off across the store today. Use code Friday10. Personalised FIFA cards, player of the match trophies, certificates, jackets. There's all sorts of football stuff on there. Get yourself over. Yeah. Cheers. Get that. Get me adverts in. Be a video ad next.
You need one of you up on the wall.
One of me.
I wish you told me you did the FIFA cards. I just ordered one for Christmas for the little lad.
Oh mate. They're on there and they're bloody brilliant as well. And they're the best prices around.
Yeah. I'll be coming to you for the next one when he gets his upgrade.
Yeah, no worries, mate.
This I don't know if you've seen this about, but my brother keeps saying he's going to get me this full-size cardboard cutout of Sean Dyche that's available to buy. 6-foot cardboard cutout. He said,
Tony can do them.
You do me a
get them sorted.
I want to visit the wall as well. Do you know the utter woke nonsense wall? People going and visiting that now.
Unbelievable.
1 minute, guys. Probably stop.
Is your captain still on Haaland, Scott?
My captain is on Haaland, vice Salah. Yeah. That's 50-50 on him and Salah, to be honest. Salah's the form guy, but I just have a feeling.
Mine's been sat on Salah for a few days, and just let's go different. Let's go different this week. Feeling it again. It's that way. It's honestly when I walk past that table, and the sticker book were there, and Cunha's face were there, like between all the crap that were on the dining table. He's there winking at me through the phone charger and whatever else we're throwing on top. He's telling me.
So you are Cunha. You're on Cunha.
Captain Cunha.
Yeah.
Has Nathan Wisby changed these transfers again? Havertz out, Trossard out, Cunha and Semenyo in. Didn't he have something else?
I like the Semenyo shout as well.
Yeah. He was one I was looking at.
This week.
2.7 million he is, and he should be going up. But
yeah.
I didn't want to put all my money in defence and then have two enablers in midfield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deadline's gone. Good luck, everyone.
Could you pull these teams up on screen and then shoot?
Yeah. We can do.
Actually. I'll quickly bring mine up. That's me currently. So Solanke's come in for Garnacho. And then who did I have here? Rico Lewis out for Mazraoui. And I'm thinking I've got 1.2 in the bank. And I want to try and get Palmer in quite soon. So whatever moves I make are probably going to be ones that sort of downgrade the defence now. But Sel's fixtures are starting to get pretty nasty after today. So might be time to part ways with the legend. Captain Haaland this week for me. A big differential.
Right, let's have a look. Share screen. There we go. I'll zoom in a little bit. So transfers this week is Matty Cash out for Mazraoui, and Captain Cunha comes in for Abumo. What is the budget? Oh, I've not refreshed, have I? Budget up to 58.2 million.
Can you do yours there, Ben?
Yeah.
Would you say the budget was there?
Is it working?
58.2.
There you go, Ben.
Right. So yeah, gone for it. Fernandez in for I forgot now. Who was it? Nunes, yeah. Goodbye, Nunes. And I brought in Totti for bloody hell cash. Yeah. So
Did you get 0.3?
I see if I got a price rise out of him. Yeah, 0.3.
Is your team value right there, Tony? Because I'm on 59.1, and I'm sure you were quite ahead of me for money.
Yeah, 58.2. Took a bit of a battering this week, really. Martinez down. Lewis down 0.3. Trent didn't go up, which kind of expecting Trent to go up. Saka down 0.1. Haaland down 0.3. Salah stayed the same. Cunha only went up 0.1. Foden up 0.1. Kulusevski didn't change. And Garnacho down 0.1. So I think, I didn't really get much rise. I mean, to be fair, I never ever looked at the rises for this week at all.
Yeah.
So it was not a surprise, really. I did expect a little bit more from Trent, possibly. But as you know, with Haaland, he will be up and down. At his price range, like he were at 8.9 million. If he doesn't do anything, he's coming down 0.3 every week.
Ooh. Right. Well, that's it for this one. We've got an international break coming, haven't we? So we're not going to do the usual weekend pod. We're going to do a midweek Q&A with our Patreon community and YouTube channel members. If you're interested in becoming a member on YouTube, you've literally just got to click the join button, or you can go to Patreon, patreon.com/Dream Team Tonic. But then, we'll be back right before the international break to preview the next game week. Good luck, lads.
Yep. Good luck, everyone. Thanks for joining us. And, everyone who Captain Cunha, let's go.
Let's get those green arrows. See you later.
Cheers, everyone.